Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
Hello, filthy movie lovers. My name is Gentry Austin.
And I'm Casey Scott.
And we're the hosts of the Sin Syndicate, film podcast for something weirdos, anti-criterion bros, and Joseph Sarno aficionados. Join us semi-weekly as we peer into the adults-only theaters and sticky-floored cinemas of the golden age of sexploitation, when the morals were loose, the laws were murky, and the intercourse was all simulated. Find us now on the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Welcome to the Kulturecast. I'm Chris Stachiw.
And I'm Sean Liang.
And today we're going to be talking about Doom from 2005 to kick off our video game movie month. Oh, not looking forward to that movie.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're excited.
I'm super excited.
Doom.
But before we talk about that film, Sean, what have you been watching on the streaming services?
Man, Netflix has been kind of slim pickings, I think. Or maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. But I haven't been watching a whole lot of new stuff. Like, I think I watched Jackass 3.5, which is back on Netflix. It definitely was before, but they just brought it back. And I mean, it's just like Jackass can get away with it, I guess, because it's one of those movies where they have like so much extra footage that they have enough to put it in its own mini semi-sequel. So it's just fun. I mean, it beats watching the TV show. And actually, there's a Jackass 1.5 and 2.5, and the 3.5 is my favorite. I like it a lot because I'm a fan of the series, and it's stupid, but I love it. And it's the last one with Ryan Dunn. This was right. They filmed it right, or they released it right after. At least as far as I know. I'm pretty sure it came out like right after he died, which was really sad, but it was really cool to see the interviews. I really liked that movie. It's fun. It's so stupid, but it's really fun to see like the production broken down. Like there's several times where you hear them like candidly talking about the director, and like it's just, I think it's fun. Stupid humor. Other than that, I watched this new series on Netflix called Chewing Gum. I started watching it, at least. It's really interesting. It's like a British comedy starring Michaela Cole, who I really like her. She reminds me of like it kind of reminds me of Haters Back Off, which is currently streaming on Netflix now also. That kind of quirky main girl. I don't know. It's fun. It's definitely interesting watching. It's about this girl, Tracy, who's raised super conservatively, but she's kind of like at the age where she wants to sort of break out and start exploring her sexuality and her, you know, these taboos that have been kept from her like very religious mother. So it's a really cute show. I'm trying to broaden my horizons a little bit and watch shows that I wouldn't normally watch. And this is definitely something I never expected to watch, but I'm pleasantly surprised. It's Chewing Gum and it's on Netflix. What about you, Chris?
Well, I haven't been watching anything as nearly as exciting as what you've been watching. Well, I'm actually going to kind of go off script here, and I'm going to talk about what I've been watching on Hulu.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically Stream Police. It's a streaming service.
I agree. I love Hulu.
I started watching The Exorcist, the
What do you think?
the TV
what do you
show.
think? Yeah.
It's okay. I'm only like on the second episode, so
Yeah.
it's a little too early to tell, but
I will say stick with it.
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it's one of my favorite horror series right now.
Is it better than this season of American Horror Story?
I really liked this season of American Horror Story. I heard a lot of people hated it.
I thought it was just I thought this season of American Horror Story, as much as I enjoy the show, thanks to my wife who has been watching it since the first season, I think that this season of the show was just a little too tonally inconsistent for me, if that makes sense.
I totally agree. I did like it though. I thought it was I want to say refreshing, but that's kind of a cop out when it comes to Ryan Murphy shows. It's definitely a change of pace, like they all tend to be. But I kind of like the change of pace in this one. But I agree, it's a little choppy, and it definitely doesn't it feels like a horror movie, but a horror movie that's like all over the place as far as subgenres go.
Right.
But yeah, so I would say The Exorcist is I think you'll like it more than American Horror Story.
Well, and that's what I'm hoping for, because I was just, I liked the first 5 episodes of American Horror Story, but the back 5 were
crazy.
quite all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I liked it, but I think The Exorcist, it builds really strongly. So the first couple episodes I was not sold, but the more I watched, I'm not even done with the series, but I am impressed by it. Let me just say that.
And I also watched Bob's Burgers, which is, I think Bob's Burgers is funny. I think it's a good show. I know there are some people that just like aren't into animation or anything like that. But I think Bob's Burgers is a funny show. It's got some subversive humor to it. But I mean, I like animated shows. I don't like Family Guy or pretty much anything Seth MacFarlane does. Because he's not funny.
He's worn out, I think. I used to love Family Guy, but I definitely agree that like he's kind of, after he tried to do those movies the last couple years, like I don't know, I think he's kind of joked out. Like we kind of are tired of it.
Well, and his jokes are always like the same
over and over. Exactly. Yeah. But I love Bob's Burgers. It's actually one of my favorite shows ever. And I think that I love the humor. I know they got the first couple seasons were my favorite, and they got sort of a bad rep because it's an animation, but it's very sitcom-y. The dialogue is hysterical to me, and it's not very action-y that you would expect in an animation, but I love it.
And also the people involved that do the voices are also pretty great as well. Kristen Schaal. H. John Benjamin, who does the voice for Archer, if you watch Archer. Yeah,
it totally like catapulted the two of them, especially.
Well, I mean, they were already big, but I mean, this has given them like a very stable.
Well, yeah, now they're like a household name. I mean, Bob's Burgers has been done so well as far as like viewers and as far as like ratings go.
Yeah, and that's good. It's a good show. It's a funny show. It's got a lot of heart for a sitcom. It's kind of like. Yeah. Postmodern Simpsons in a way. It does a lot of the stuff that the Simpsons used to do well, better than the Simpsons. I know the Simpsons kind of, people have their opinion on when that show, quote unquote, jumped the shark. But, Bob's Burgers hasn't jumped the shark yet, but it's definitely an interesting, funny show with a lot of funny, memorable characters. So
yeah, I love that show. I'm an advocate.
But let's talk about some Doom, shall we? Kick off Video Game Movie Month. Finally, talk some video game movies. One that isn't like super not good. I mean, let's be honest here. Before we talk about Doom, we kind of need to have a disclaimer. Most video game movies are fucking terrible.
That's fair. Which is because most video games stand alone as storytellers.
Yeah, and they're also, you have a video game that most video game story modes are played over, I don't know, 10, 15 hours sometimes, and you're going to try to squeeze that into a film?
Yeah.
Like just doesn't like really... a 2-hour movie?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't translate well. At least for and the problem is video game players have become extremely cynical about video game movies.
Well, of course, if you're a video game player and you've experienced 14 hours of the story, there's no way you can be satisfied by it.
Video game players are very cynical about video game movies because they feel like, oh, well, these just exist to make money. And for the most part, they're not wrong, because aside from a couple movies that are like, well, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, most video game movies are pretty terrible.
Yeah, I can't think of one that I'm like, oh, that one is an exception. I can't really think of one.
Super Mario Brothers movie, obviously. Trust the fungus, dude.
Yeah, no, thanks. What you get with video game movies is a bunch of like fangirl.
I guess the Resident Evil movies aren't terrible.
Yes.
But aren't terrible isn't exactly like a stunning compliment.
Right, exactly.
So, well, let's talk about a film that's kind of like Resident Evil, but instead of zombies, it's demons. Doom from 2005, directed by Andrzej Bartkowiak, starring...
That was
close. I'm probably nowhere close. Stars none other than the highest paid actor in Hollywood, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Is that a joke? Were you joking?
That's real.
Now? Stop that right now.
Dead serious, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Karl Urban, Rosamund Pike, and a bunch of really, at least to me, really well-known character actors, including, speaking of The Exorcist, Ben Daniels from The Exorcist.
Hey, that's right.
Not, excuse me, is it Ben Daniels? Yes, it is. Ben Daniels from The Exorcist, who plays the like older, grizzled father as in like of the church, plays one of the Marines in this movie.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I totally didn't realize that until just now, which is so ironic because he's now in The Exorcist. Yeah. Because he's the religious guy in this movie. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
the IMDb synopsis for the film is: Space Marines are sent to investigate strange events at a research facility on Mars, but find themselves at the mercy of genetically enhanced killing machines.
At a distant research facility, the final 10% of the human genome has just been discovered. And with it, all hell has broken loose. Now, a call for help has gone out.
Game time. Listen up, man. We're going in hot. If it breathes, kill it. There's something coming up behind you. It's in the sewer! What is that? We gotta go now.
Evacuate! Evacuate!
Sir, are you okay?
Sean, I know you've never seen this before. What is your take on Doom?
Okay, so yeah, I have nothing at stake here. I've never seen this before or played the game. I only know this, I told you this before, through my research of the Columbine shootings. This was, one of Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris's, they're notorious for playing this game and loving this game. So that's how I know it. And I also know that it was extremely popular, an extremely popular game, and did a lot of, I guess, what some would say revolutionary things for video games.
It's the first first-person shooter.
That's what it was. So yeah, so I'm right in saying that it was a big deal, and of course we get elements of that in the movie. I think that the movie was really fun because, as someone on the total outside, it's not like you kind of know what you're expecting. You're going to get a bunch of hallways on a spaceship looking thing with monsters jumping out. And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what you get. You can't put too much, you can't really put too much on the story or the plot because who cares? And I gotta say, I had fun watching this movie, and I can see how they did a lot of stuff to nod to the fans, which is, I normally kind of hate, but because I'm not a fan, it was kind of fun to sort of be like, oh, this must be related. Specifically the scene towards the end, which you know what I'm talking about. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, I remember seeing this movie when it came out on DVD, I guess either end of 2005 or early 2006. I guess it would have been early 2006 because this movie came out at the end of year 2005. This movie is... I feel like their hearts were in the right place.
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's just not. It's not a very well done film from like a technical standpoint. They have that scene.
Sure.
They have that scene at the end where it goes first person mode, and I think that's supposed to be cool. And for fans of the game, it's not gonna be cool, because why would that be cool when you could just like play
the game? Yeah. That's definitely a tip of the hat to the game, to the gamers. You know what I mean? Like, definitely.
But of all the video game adaptations that I've seen, this one is kind of the least offensive, because at the end of the day, it still gets the core concept of the game right. And there are a lot of video game adaptations out there that don't even understand the core concept.
Yeah, that's what's disappointing.
Well, right, and that's strange to me, but it shouldn't be, because at the same time, they're in it for the money, not for telling an interesting story.
Right, but then how transparent can you be when you don't even get the story right at all? Like, nothing right.
Well, it's all about name recognition, right? It's not about the people will come to the movie because it's a Doom movie, and they're like, "Oh, I played Doom." They don't actually like go for the story.
Right. That's exactly why I think this movie works as a movie, even if it isn't the best movie, because it kind of adds something to a concept that didn't even exist already. Like, so all it was images and icons that we could use to create a story. And I think that I like it. It's enough to where it's entertaining. It's like a fun, to me, this is like a ride. And it's like something I would see in like the Doom ride at a theme park. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I would.
Well, and I think that that's one of the benefits of this film, is that it does get to the action quickly. It has a lot of action. There's not a whole lot of downtime in the film, which is what you would want in a film like this. You would want a lot of action, a lot of shooting of monsters and running around and people being ripped apart. I mean, that's what you want in a film like this. And if we're looking at that, it's successful.
I agree. I totally.
But we're talking about like as a film. outside of it being like a video game movie, it's a bad movie.
Yeah,
paper thin characters,
totally
subpar CGI. I mean, the practical effects look good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge proponent of practical effects. So are you.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to see what is a big budget Hollywood film utilizing
both.
Effects.
Yeah, I think they use both effectively. You're right, though. It is, for the most part, there's not a lot from this movie that I'm going to remember or even care too much about. Like I said, you don't really care about the story so much, as long as it like makes sense from A to B. You know what I mean? It wasn't even about that. Like, our main character, I didn't even realize was our hero until The Rock started being an asshole.
Until The Rock went crazy.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, that's a shift in the story right there that we didn't expect.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the point of that kind of bait and switch is.
Yeah. I think it's wrapped up in Dwayne Johnson's line, "I'm not supposed to die." That's exactly the whole conundrum in this movie, because he is like, I expect him to be the hero because he's the biggest, well, at least in my opinion, he was the biggest star. And I thought it was so funny when you start to realize that he's not the hero. I thought that was funny on some kind of meta level. When he's getting pulled out and his line is, "I'm not supposed to die." Like, literally, you're not supposed to kill The Rock in your movie if you know it's good for you. So at least they made him like the big final villain at the end, but it was strange. It's kind of like, story-wise, they shoehorned themselves into a corner.
It seems a little contrived to have The Rock being the villain in the film.
Yeah, totally. Especially when we're following his character pretty much throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, and then he just kind of happens to go insane because of the
plot convenience.
Right, and he wasn't even like mutated or anything.
Yeah, no, that was before. Like, that's when they basically sold out his character in order to turn him into a villain at the end.
Yeah,
and the only reason I can see them wanting to do that is because they want Karl Urban running down the halls, first-person point of view. That's honestly what I suspect.
But that's the thing. It doesn't really do anything having Karl Urban be the one doing it.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, I don't understand, except for the fact that it's his sister. I don't know. Why couldn't it be The Rock's sister?
I don't know. I feel like The Rock in this movie is really not well cast.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're going to have him not be the main hero, why have him in it at all?
Exactly, except for him to say big fucking gun.
Yeah. Ooh, a BFG, big fucking gun.
Right.
That's cool, but at the same time, The Rock is your leading man.
Right, and at the end of the day, when it comes to this, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
No, you can't, and that's what they tried to do, right?
Yeah, no, that's what it's definitely what it feels like. Let's make he's not our protagonist, but he's Dwayne Johnson, so let's give him the whole movie, and then at the end we'll just, wrap it up really quickly,
The end fight scene is not good.
It's super rushed. It's nothing compared to like the scene between Destroyer and the monster and that kennel. It's nothing compared to that. And it's the final boss scene, Yeah,
and that's kind of my big takeaway from this movie is that I think they seem to understand how the game works and kind of the basic idea of the game, but I don't think that I think that they didn't want to go anything past what they ended up doing, which the Doom name is essentially just thrown on a generic alien ripoff.
Exactly. They throw Dwayne Johnson in there to be like an action star because that's what you expect in a movie like this, and then they throw Karl Urban in there to, like, I guess, complete the story. I don't know. It's strange. It's definitely the part of this movie that feels a little bit pandering to an audience, which is inevitable.
Well, it's extremely pandering.
Yeah.
And I want to think that this wasn't just a cash grab, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that sticks out to me as a cash grab because the amount of effort that they put into the story is so minimal.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Exactly, especially for a game that came out 10 years before this.
Doom came out in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So 10 years.
10 plus years, yeah.
I mean, this movie is 11 years old. So, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez, it's interesting because I will say that, like, it doesn't, for it being 10 years old, it doesn't look too bad.
No, it doesn't.
Visually, it looks, but you're right. It's the problem isn't with the way it looks or even what happens in it. It's just sort of, it's the filler stuff that's kind of just doesn't make sense.
And mind you, Doom the game, the original Doom, we're not talking about Doom 2016, which is fantastic. Doom, the original game that this movie is based off of. And I guess this movie is more based off of Doom 3 than Doom 1.
Yeah.
Doom 1 has no story mode.
Right, it's just running around.
Just yeah. I mean, there's a story, but, you know what I mean? There's a story, but it's not much of anything. Right. This game, or this movie, is based off of Doom 3, which came out in 2004. A lot of the characters, the monsters, are straight out of Doom 3.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot more sense then.
Which it's strange because Doom 3 was attempting to be a more cinematic, version of Doom, the original game, and kind of actually trying to tell a story.
I see.
And this movie does a worse job of telling the story than the video game does, and the video game hasn't aged particularly well at this point either.
It doesn't try too hard itself. That's really funny. Interesting.
I don't like the blatant cash grab feel of this movie.
Yeah, it's definitely polished. It's definitely got that Hollywood glam. I thought this was Warner Brothers for a second. I was like, that's so typical. But it does have that Hollywood gloss on top of it. You know what I mean? With sort of a hijacked, sort of half-burned scheme of a plot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they just kind of...
And that's the big takeaway from this movie is that, like pretty much every other video game movie out there, the reasons behind making it have nothing to do with telling a story. The reasons behind making it are all about making money. And let's be honest here, this movie didn't make as much money as it cost. It cost $60 million. It made 54 back. Ooh. So you didn't even make your money back.
Even with the Doom 4 out, I don't remember there being a big excitement about it. You know what I mean?
Doom 3 was exciting, but like I'm saying, the Doom 3, the game, does a better job of telling a Doom story than this movie does.
Right,
and they're practically telling the same goddamn story, more or less.
Exactly. It just feels like the prime for this kind of a movie would have been in the early 90s when all we had was a Pac-Man sort of like version of a story of a game, because then the nuance can come from the movie, but it kind of rested on, I don't know.
It waited too long.
Yeah, it did. That's what it is. It just waited too long. And then it relied on whatever, I guess, the last game did, and then they kind of just stole everything from that. I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So
they assumed that people would have already played the other version of the game.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty shitty assumption, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I would love to have seen maybe a Doom that came out 10 years before this one did.
Well, I would like to have seen a Doom that they made in the 90s.
Yeah, me too.
Without this, it's just everyone in the film, you have The Rock. I just don't like The Rock. I don't like him as a leading man.
I know, especially in this kind of movie. I'm not going to lie, it sounds terrible, but hearing his name on the cast list for this movie sort of, I won't say depreciates it, but it definitely doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it's in the right place, and it kind of makes it disinteresting. Sounds like they don't really know what they're doing.
I just don't like The Rock in general as an actor. I think that he as an actor is not something that I like, and I don't like him. And I know people that do, and that's, you're perfectly fine to like him, but
I mean, as far as pro wrestlers turned actors go, he's definitely the least difficult to watch for me. But it is weird because I don't think of him as a great actor, or even as an actor that should be thought of as anything other than an action star. Sounds bad, but what else? He's in.
Well, and he's not anything other than that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the real issue, right?
I don't know. Yeah, he's an icon. It's like you throw in a brand name just for the sake of it, just for the brand, just to have the brand. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know.
I don't like him. I don't like him as an actor. I think that he as an actor is I understand why people like him. I think that there's a lot of potential for him. He's charismatic, but at the same time, I'm sorry. Yeah. For me, he's not a very good actor.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I definitely thought San Andreas was strange with him in it.
You know what I mean? Earthquake movie?
Yeah. It is kind of off-putting seeing him in movies. I don't know. It sounds terrible. There's no reason, but I feel you. I like him more than I like watching, I don't know, even John Cena in a movie. But I get it. I'm with you. I'd rather watch Vin Diesel. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think Vin Diesel has more upside to him than this guy.
I do too. I think of Vin Diesel as an actor more than I do Dwayne Johnson, but
I wish that I liked the Rock. I just don't.
That's funny.
Because he's not a good actor.
Yeah. I don't think of him as a great actor either.
And you've got Karl Urban, who I absolutely love Karl Urban.
Yeah.
I think Karl Urban is a fantastic actor.
I've not seen a lot of his movies.
Well, this, right?
This, yeah, right. But I'm just saying,
Judge Dredd is cool. There were a lot of good people. Ben Daniels in this movie, like we already said. Rosamund Pike, take it or leave it. She was good in Gone Girl. Richard Brake is cool. He's kind of an interesting character actor. He's in a lot of Rob Zombie stuff.
Interesting.
But the casting of The Rock is really what keeps me from wanting anything to do with this movie.
Yeah, I feel you.
But there are a lot of people out there that like The Rock, so.
Well, The Rock is just like what this movie is. He is
a marketable name.
Yeah, he's that's what it is. He's a brand that will bring people's. He comes with an audience, you know what I mean?
But mind you, this is pre-Rock being big time.
That's true too. Well, then even more so then, because they're using his name from WWE then.
Yeah.
They're using his image, because everyone knows. It's even more so like a gimmick, I guess.
What did you think of the kind of effects and the fight scenes specifically? And now I think we finally need to talk about it. We need to talk about the first-person shooter scene of the film.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about that. I thought the fight scenes in this movie were actually, and at least the gore and the special effects were really fun. I liked that. That's the part that I really liked about this movie, is it was exciting to watch. And I really did enjoy the first person scene where where it's like straight out of the video game, he's walking through the halls and just destroying monsters. It definitely reminded me of the popularity, the movies that are on the rise now, specifically like Henry Danger, where it's all first person perspective, and you see a lot of it online. It's definitely kind of it reminded me of like what's very popular now, or what people are trying to play with now. It felt
but Hardcore Henry is way better done than this first person.
That's Hardcore Henry. I totally agree, but you sort of see like that was definitely where the interest began. I mean, this was 10 years ago, and that's when you're sort of seeing the same elements becoming. They're using the same tools essentially, and I kind of like it. I mean, it's like you said, it's been done way better since then, but it definitely made the movie feel like a ride. You know what I mean? It definitely felt like you were on one of those simulations at Universal or something, or Disney, where it feels like you're like one of those movie writers, which was fun. And I think it totally works. I think it totally cheapened maybe, or made it a little cheesy, but like I said before, I don't really care about the goodness of this movie because I never really cared about the game. I had fun, I guess, and I think that's what I liked about it.
Well, it delivers on if you're expecting just a big, dumb, loud movie with monsters being blown away. It delivers on that, and we already said that, right? I mean, it delivers. Right. If that's what you're looking for, it totally delivers.
It definitely, I agree, and I think that's what I liked about that. But
don't come looking for any more than that.
No, that's the thing. Like, if you want to see stuff like that and see it done really, really well, I would say watch movies like Hardcore Henry, even though I don't think that movie was that amazing. I just think that the concept was cool. And if that's all you're looking for, then go see that movie, or go online and look at the stuff that people have made online, because there's even better shit online.
Yeah, that people are making with GoPros.
Exactly, with GoPros. So I guess I like it for being an early example of that. But like you said, like that's all it is. It was a chance for them to try something like that, and it was fun, but it wasn't, and it had nothing to do with the story or the plot or anything. It was just something that had to be done in the movie.
Yeah. Well, and that's my big takeaway from this film is it's not a terrible video game movie. It's an entertaining movie. It's not a great, we're talking technically, it's technical aspect of it. It's not a great movie, but it's entertaining. Right. It seems to understand the concept of Doom better than, say, the Super Mario Brothers movie understands Super Mario.
Yeah.
So at least it's that.
That's true. It
understands what Doom is, but mind you, Doom isn't some high concept anyways. Doom is essentially like an Aliens ripoff at the base level idea to begin with.
Exactly. Because I mean, it's like the original game was such a simple concept.
Shoot a bunch of demons on Mars.
Exactly.
Yeah, this isn't fucking rocket science. So, skip it or watch it in best performance, Sean.
I'm not gonna say that I really enjoyed watching this. I hate to say skip it, so I'll say it's a soft watch again. I'm a little easy on it this weekend, but I'm being lenient because I enjoyed it. So I really enjoyed the blood and the guts and the fight. It's not a great movie. So if you're looking for a great movie, skip it. But
it's like Transformers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Transformers is a terrible movie.
I still haven't seen Transformers.
If you want explosions and destruction, then you're gonna have a good time. But if you can overlook literally everything else,
exactly. This is the same thing, but for like an alien type movie. If you like the jump scares of an alien movie, if you like the blood and guts of a horror movie, this has it. You know what I mean? Go watch it. It's a popcorn movie. It's a real easy watch. Don't have to think too hard. That being said, there's a lot better of movies like that even than this one. So it's a soft watch. I'm not mad I watched it. And best performance, I really liked Karl Urban. I'm going to say my favorite performance was Razak Adoti. Is that him? Yeah, okay. I really liked him. He was great. He's in Resident Evil Apocalypse too. I just noticed that. So Razak Adoti. I liked him. I thought he was fun. And he was a little bit the stereotypical black guy in this movie, but you know what? I liked him. I really liked him. He was fun. I was sad when he got pulled through a grater. Yeah, pretty mercilessly.
I I'm going to say this, I can't really say skip it or watch it, because if you're looking for a big, dumb action movie that you can turn your brain off during most of it, this is going to be right up your alley.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something that isn't that, this is not going to be something for you.
True.
It's just not. There's not a whole lot else to this movie other than Karl Urban and The Rock blowing up monsters.
Right.
So if that's not something you want to watch, then this movie is not going to be for you. But if that's what you want to watch, then this movie is going to be something you're going to want to go out and rent or figure out a way to get your hands on. Best performance goes to Karl Urban. I mean, I love Karl Urban. I wish he was in more stuff. I wish that they would make a fucking Judge Dredd sequel. But he's just not in enough stuff. For me personally, he was great in Star Trek, surprisingly, but I love Karl Urban, and I wish that Karl Urban was more mainstream than he is. But
yeah,
I guess it's not a bad thing that he's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was looking at some of his credits, and I was like, oh yeah, I really do like him. I've seen him.
I mean, he was in fucking Return of the King. He was in The Two Towers.
Right.
I mean, that's where he kind of got his big break. Was in Lord of the Rings.
That's so funny. Yeah.
What do you think the film has on Rotten Tomatoes?
Ooh, I'm gonna say like a 33%.
You're being generous.
Am I really? Oh no.
19%.
Ooh.
Critics' consensus: sure to please fans of the video game, but lacking in plot and originality to please other moviegoers.
Fair. That's so true.
Wrong.
I mean, the thing is that's funny is that I'm not a fan of the game at all. I mean, I've never played it, but I still liked. I think it's like I like the cheap tropes of horror movies, so like that's why I liked it. It's not necessarily. It's definitely not a good movie though.
I think that one of the big takeaways from video game movies is most of them aren't good movies, but it's more important to see if they understand the concept.
Yeah, the world.
The game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And make it entertaining. So I totally agree with you. Yeah, because if we're talking about good movies, we could go through our list right now and kind of check them all off as
bad.
Yeah.
As just straight awful.
Right. So we'll have a new gauge of like rating, I guess.
Yeah, this month I think is going to be a little different than most of our months, because normally it's skip it or watch it, and this might be well.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah. Sean, anything you want to plug before I talk about next Monday's culture?
Nothing new yet. Hopefully after the holidays I'll have some big news. But until then, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Shonifer, and on Facebook I'm Sean Liang.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Culturestash. Cultureshock.com/Kulturecast is where you can check out 100+ episodes of the podcast you're listening to now, the Kulturecast. We are also on iTunes, Stitcher, and Mixlr. Mixlr.com/Cultureshock is where we live stream most of our podcasts that we record. You can join in, chat with us, and harass us if you feel like we're not doing a good enough job. Give us a good review on iTunes, though, if you think we are doing a good job, because it helps other movie fans find our podcast. Patreon.com/culture_shocked is where you can kick a couple dollars our way. Every little bit helps to keep the lights on at 0069 Culture Shock Tower so that they don't evict us. Wovoka.bandcamp.com is where you can check out the guys who make the music for the intro-outro for the Kulturecast. That song is Lament off of their first album, Saros, S-A-R-O-S. Next Monday, we're going to be talking about another film that just makes me happy with life. The Pokemon movie.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Pokemon, the first movie, I guess, is what it's called. Stateside, it's just Pokemon the movie. So I remember watching it in theaters.
Me too. Got my first deck of Pokemon cards when I went to see that movie.
And I also remember the tears of love bring back Ash.
Oh my God.
The tears bring him. Oh God. I can't wait to talk about
I know,
that.
Me too. I totally bought that soundtrack.
Oh God.
I'm ready.
But yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about next Monday. So make sure to join us.